Hello students, welcome to my channel. In the last class we have seen few examples on the test of convergence of the improper integral of the first kind. So here we move for the next one, that is test for convergence of improper integrals of second kind. Already we know that in the improper integrals of second kind, where both a and b are finite, okay, only the integrand is unbounded, means it is infinite at some values. It may be a or b or x equals to c. X equals to c means it lies between the given limits a to b. Now we go for the test for this type of improper integrals. Okay, let me explain one by one. So this is the first case where f of x becomes infinite at x equals to b only. So at x equals to b means upper limit only. Okay, so we convert the given integral as limit epsilon tends to 0 integral a to b minus epsilon f of x dx. Now if this limit is finite, okay, if it is finite, then we say that given integral is convergent, otherwise it is divergent. Okay, so we will do the same for the when f of x becomes infinite at x equals to a, that is lower limit. So see here, this is the second case where f of x becomes infinite at x equals to a only, that is at lower limit. So in this case also we define given integral equals to limit epsilon tends to 0 integral a plus epsilon. So here we change the lower limit because at lower limit we are getting infinite, therefore we change it as a plus epsilon. Here epsilon is tends to 0. Okay, a plus epsilon integration b, so f of x dx. Okay, then again we go for the test for this limit, that is if this given limit is if this limit is finite, then we say that given integral is convergent, otherwise it is divergent. So next we have third case, that where f of x, that is integrand, becomes infinite at some value x equals to c. Here c means it is the value, it is a point where it belongs to a to b, that means it lies between a to b. Okay, so then we define given integral as limit epsilon tends to 0 epsilon 1 tends to 0 integral a to c minus epsilon 1 f of x dx. Okay, so that means we divide this given integral into two integrals as a to c minus epsilon 1 f of x dx plus limit epsilon 2 tends to 0 integral c plus epsilon 2 to b f of x dx. Okay, so here we divide into two integrals. Okay, so now you can observe one thing, that so if it is infinite at upper limit, then we go for subtraction. If it is infinite at lower limit, we go for addition, because if we add here, then it exceeds the given limit. Okay, so same, if we subtract, then we get less than the given limit. Okay, therefore at upper limit we go for subtraction, at lower limit we go for the addition of epsilon. So here also same, if both the limits are finite, then we say that the given improper integral is convergent, otherwise if any one of these two is infinite, then we say that the given improper integral is divergent. Let me explain with the example. So here given that integral 0 to 1 dx divided by root x. Okay, we can observe that here both the limits are finite only, but this integrand is infinite at x equals to 0. 1 by 0 equals to we get infinity. Okay. So therefore we can write here integrand is infinite. Okay. So infinity at x equals to 1, that is at x equals to 0, that is at lower limit. Okay. So therefore we can write the given integral 0 to 1 dx divided by root x as, so this can be written as limit epsilon tends to 0. So we get we change this lower limit, because at this point we are getting 0. We change this one as 0 plus epsilon. Okay. So because it is lower limit, we go for addition. If it is upper limit, we go for subtraction. So therefore we get 0 plus epsilon. Keep upper limit as it is and even integrand also as it is. Now this can be written as limit epsilon tends to 0. So we know that 1 by root x integration is 2 root x, and the limits are 0 plus epsilon equals to epsilon to 1, or this can be simplified as limit epsilon tends to 0. We go for adding upper limits and lower limits, that is upper limit is 1 minus 2 root lower limit is epsilon. Now it can be written as 2 root 1 equals to 2 minus now evaluating limit, that is substituting epsilon equals to 0, we get 2 root 0, that is 0. Therefore it is 2 minus 0 equals to 2, which is finite. So therefore we can say that the given integral is convergent and it converges to 2. Now let's see one more example here. So we can observe that this integrand, so it becomes 0 at upper limit, because if you substitute x equals to a minus a equals to 0, 1 divided by 0. So since 1 divided by a minus a equals to 1 by 0, which is equals to infinity. Therefore this integrand, the integrand becomes infinity at x equals to a, that is at upper limit. So if upper limit if we are getting integrand at upper limit, then we go for subtraction. So that is we change this one as limit epsilon tends to 0 integral, we keep this 0 as it is, lower limit as it is, we change upper limit, that is a minus epsilon dx divided by root a minus x. Again this is equals to limit epsilon tends to 0, 1 by root x integration is 2 root x, but integration differentiation of minus x, so we have to write the differentiation of this minus x, which is minus 1. Therefore I will write here minus. Now limits are 0 to a minus epsilon. So further simplifying, we get limit epsilon tends to 0. Simplifying upper and lower limits, we get a minus plus epsilon minus into minus plus, lower limit is 2, a minus 0, we get a only. So here a get cancels, we get limit epsilon tends to 0 minus 2 root epsilon plus 2 root a. Next we have to evaluate this limit. Evaluating limit we get, so in the place of epsilon we substitute 0, we get minus 2 into 0 plus 2 root a, which is equals to 2 root a. So you can conclude that it is finite value. Therefore the given integral is convergent and it converges to 2 root a. Now we consider one more problem here. Integral 0 to pi by 2 tan theta d theta. You can observe that at tan pi by 2 we get infinity. We know that tan pi by 2 is infinity. So therefore we can write here the integrand is infinite at upper limit. That is at tan pi by 2 it is infinite. Therefore we can write the given integral as limit epsilon tends to 0 integral 0 to pi by 2 minus epsilon tan theta d theta. Now this can be written as limit epsilon tends to 0. So tan theta integration is log of sec theta. So therefore log of sec theta limit 0 to pi by 2 minus epsilon, which is equals to limit epsilon tends to 0 log sec pi by 2 minus epsilon. Okay, so that means, so this is the upper limit minus lower limit. Lower limit is 0, therefore log sec 0. So further simplifying, we know that sec of pi by 2 minus theta is equals to cosec theta. So therefore sec pi by 2 minus epsilon is written as cosec epsilon. So see here, limit epsilon tends to 0 log of, so this term becomes cosec of epsilon minus sec of 0 is equals to 1, therefore it is log 1. Next here on evaluating limit we get, so in the place of cosec cosec epsilon, so we substitute epsilon equals to 0, we get log of cosec 0 minus log of 1 is equals to, we know that it is 0. Next simplifying we get log of cosec 0 minus, so log of 1 is equals to 0, which is equals to infinity, therefore it is divergent. Thus we can say that the given integral is divergent.